Hello everyone, welcome to day 208 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. E4. We get the Sicilian, so I'll play C3 D4. They play knight F6. Pushing would seem nice, but then they get this square. Could just play D3. I haven't really seen this move. I'll play E5. They play knight forward. I can go ahead and bring my queen up, potentially. And they have to go back to a very bad square. I could also just strike the center now. I feel like developing my knight just makes sense. Could bring the bishop and the queen. Bishop out. I do see that they will target this if they go here. But then I can just bring my queen out to f3. The knight jumps back to hit my bishop. I'm wondering if I could sacrifice the bishop because the king would be forced to take. Then I'd be able to give a check and the king would have to step away. If the king came forward, that would be very bad for them. They'd have to step back with the king. And I'd have more checks. But I don't think any of them are very good, so I'll keep the bishop. I can just slide back. Keep up the pressure. I could develop my queen. D4 is always a move that I can play. This doesn't seem like a good move. If I take and they take with the pawn, they'll be really weakening their king after queen f3. They have the option of always blocking, but I think that wouldn't be so good for them. And if I push, they can just take, so I'm wondering if I take if queen takes, I can just develop. Pawn takes. Okay, so queen does take. I can play queen f3 instantly to attack this weakness. Queen f3 if they push, that's very annoying for me. I could just develop the knight and stay solid. Queen f3 they can simply just slide over. They can always push too. I'll just develop my knight and stay solid. If they push, I just slide back. I can play knight a3 to then play knight b5. I think d4 is a move that I have to play as soon as I can. If they give a check, a queen trade would be very annoying. If they do give a check. They go to pin my knight. Maybe they're trying to give a check. If I force the bishop to take, I mean that seems reasonable. If I go here they can give a check though. I can't really protect this knight. I could castle now to just stop any problems there. And I will. I can play h3 next. And if they take it just helps me build an attack on f7. So I'd win a tempo. Also knight to f4 is actually possible because if they took, I'd take here. But actually it wouldn't be possible because there's no check on the queen. There's no check on the king, which would win the queen, so knight, not f4, sorry, knight g5 isn't possible for me. If it came with a check, it would be, but it's not with a check. They're trying to push her to win the piece. I could push myself. I can also just take this pawn because, I mean, I can also slide the rook over. If they ever take, if I take and they take, if I take and they take, I have this. And I win the queen. If I take and they take, is this possible? I take, they take, check. If the king slides over, I slide my rook over. That's very interesting. Knight takes. If they take, I give a check. But if they just step away, they'd be completely fine. So that doesn't work. I can just play d3 here and stay simple. Rook e1's also good, attacking the pawn. If they push, I just take. Also threatening to take now. They do play f6, so d4 I don't think is a good move. Although d4 is possible because the queen can't take, and d4 if they take, I can take. Yeah, d4 has to be a good move here. If they take, I just take, and if they don't, this is pinned to the king, so it can't take. They develop the knight, that's a very good move. But if I take, and they take, I can still take. If I take, their queen's also hanging, so take. I feel like it's very dangerous for me. It's very dangerous for me to... I mean, I could just add an attacker, which is very simple. It's a very simple solution, I think. Bishop f4 is a crazy move. I was thinking that if I take, they'd be under a lot of pressure, but they can just simplify. But take, if queen takes, I can take with the bishop. That doesn't work. I'll play bishop f4 here. If they castle, I just take. Actually, if they castle, that's very annoying for me. But I can always slide my bishop over and that'd be fine. I'm just adding attackers to this. It's attacked 4 times now, and it can't move. It's defended 3 times. They also can't defend it again. If they castle, I just take to tempo the queen. If they take, I take. I just win material here. I've never really had a position like this. This is quite crazy, but I like it. They don't have a way of defending their pawn. It's on a dark square. Their bishop can't protect it. Their knight can't protect it. Nothing can protect it. Pushing through isn't possible. Pushing through actually just loses the queen, so... They attack my bishop, but that's not a good move because I can just take and tempo their queen. Although maybe that was the best find. If queen takes, I just take with the bishop. Yeah, queen takes, I can take with my bishop. I don't have to take with the rook. Pawn takes, I just take. If pawn takes, I take. And pawn takes, I take. If they take, I take. Well, I can take with the check, with my rook. Queen takes, queen, I take with the bishop, and I'm completely winning. If they take my bishop, I take their queen. They take, I take. Yeah, the simplest solution here, just taking with the bishop. I'm still up a pawn. I'm threatening a discovered check. If they castle, that's a crazy move because the king's wide open on the c-file. If they take, I take. If they take, I probably take with my bishop just to have such a nice piece. And then I'd still be threatening a discovered check. And they go ahead and take. So here I think I just take with the bishop. Taking with the knight comes with the threat of a very nice discovered check though, so I think I just take with the knight. Our bishops see each other. If they take though, I can win the rook. And so I have a way to win the rook here. If I take here, they take. If I take here, they take. They actually up material now, but I'll be winning it back with this check. I can pick up a rook. Their bishop will still be hanging. My bishop is very strong. This is a fantastic position for me. They can't really block anything. King over just walks into a second check. They can win the piece, but Yeah, I can't really save that knight, so I'll just go ahead and take the bishop. I can develop my knight to connect my rooks and just be doing very well. That move doesn't threaten anything. Simply develop. They can obviously take, but then I'm still winning. They take. I have to take. I'm wondering where I put my bishop. If I can kick a knight away, I'll be able to win the knight that's on d7. If I go here, yeah, I can just, they can't really attack the bishop. A rook trade would obviously be very useful for me. I'll go ahead and just tempo that knight. I have 2 rooks on my back rank, so threatening to take, take, and take. Very simple. If they ever move their rook, I have back rank mate. I have 2 rooks in a piece for rook and 2 pieces. And also an extra pawn. I should probably play h3 just to stop any kind of background mate from ever happening. If they move the knight, I can take, and if they come in and take on c3, that doesn't really work for them. If they move this knight, I still just come in and pin the rook to their king and simplify, so I think whatever they do here, I'm just winning. If I take, they can take this way though. Which I just realized now. They jump away, but what does that move do? I can even go ahead and pin the rook now. And just simplify. The rook is defended, but they can only take. And also, if they allow me to take either knight, I get to damage their structure, which just helps my rook to attack all the pawns. They develop a knight, that's a good move. I can just take the rook though. And they have to take. My bishop's attacked twice, but I'll just go back. Although I think I'll go back to defend my c3 pawn. And then just bring my rook into the game. Rook d1 I think wins the game for me. However they try to protect themselves, I can always come in. They can't move the knight because I pinned theirs. And if they protect the knight, I can just simplify. Yeah, but here I can actually just go ahead and pin that knight. Or even just straight down. So pinning doesn't actually work, but going to d7 what my rook does. I'll just take on a7. Could give a check, but I don't think that's so useful. I can simply just push her. They can take and so can I. That just hangs this. Yeah, here I could even just give a check to win the extra pawn, which I think is more fun. A good game. Let's have a look at this game. So I played with an 85.5. They played with a 71.1. I made one mistake this game, they made two. I played like an 1800, they played like a 1400. And so this was all book. All of these moves were very good. All been played before. Wow, I really did have a chance to take her. Because if king takes on f7, I have knight g5 check, winning me the bishop. And if king g6, queen takes g4, and I'm actually winning. Then they play h5, and I play queen h4. That would be a very weird way to play, but I did really have a bishop sacrifice. The computer really wanted me to play it. This wasn't the best move because after they castle, it's not so good for me. But I'm still winning. But they didn't castle, they pushed instead. I had to actually go back with my bishop and just keep it on the board. I win back the material and I simply just simplify the game. All these moves were good. I get to promote and win the game. I played very well, we got a good win. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.